IVM.
Hello and welcome to Football Twadddle. My name is Saru and only Baru is here.
Yeah.
It's not even a surprise anymore.
Yeah, man. I mean, you guys just paint me in a completely wrong picture.
I don't.
actually come like really often as compared to this
Kumar.
invisible guy over here.
So you come way more often than Kumar.
Definitely.
So why is this impression like, at the radio wala had?
I don't know, man. I think it's just I need a better PR team so that,
You need a PR team
better
now?
PR team.
So you already have a PR team.
Yeah.
Why is it that we're not using that PR team for our podcast?
Because they apparently are not doing a good job, so...
All right, man. So this weekend, I haven't watched any game.
Not even Arsenal versus Chelsea?
After 20
How
minutes.
convenient, Saru.
No, after 20 minutes, I thought this is not ending well. I may as well just go to sleep.
Yeah, but these guys weren't even converting at that point. So why do you just sleep off, man? You know how Arsenal is. They'll miss a lot of chances in the start.
I know, but...
And then they'll concede one goal in the 92nd minute. Oh, wait, that was India.
Yeah, let's not get to India versus Bahrain.
So depressing.
What's Bahrain up to these days?
I don't know,
Have they gone past round of 16?
I don't even care about that tournament anymore.
Yeah, but why I didn't see Arsenal?
It's a farce. The tournament is a farce. We should stick to Intercontinental Cup.
Or Hero Cup.
Hero Intercontinental Cup.
Oh, yes. Yeah, but this whole thing, right? Arsenal versus Chelsea, why I didn't watch after 20 minutes? This is not like Mourinho's Chelsea, where, if Arsenal miss 3 chances, they'll not score in the whole game. This is Sarri's Chelsea. So, that they will concede.
Yeah, and they did. And how? Lacazette, I think that should be one of his... He scored a similar goal, I think, the first goal of his season. Similar goal on the right, bashes it into the roof of the net and did something similar. The touch to, kill that ball was amazing.
Was it like Giroud's touch?
Oh, Giroud's touch. Wait, that didn't sound right.
Of the football.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I'll say off the ball, but then I'm like,
yeah. I love the reception that Giroud got, man. I mean, it just shows that how much people at Arsenal still miss him.
Yeah.
And even though we didn't play him that often, he'd be like a super sub, but he was the best super sub, best looking super sub ever.
Yeah, you didn't even want to say best super sub. Who was the best super sub for Arsenal?
Oligi.
Really?
Yeah. Ever. He was the best Premier League super sub, man. His stats were way too good. I'm sure he was better than Sunil Chhetri, who's the gold icon of world football right now.
Yeah, but Sunil Chhetri is a starter, he's not a super sub.
No, well, if Chhetri was a super sub.
Alright, so I saw the result, then I saw the highlights. So few things. Why is Koscielny scoring with his shoulder?
Because he tried scoring with his head just a couple of minutes. Not a couple of minutes. Sometime earlier in the match.
He tried scoring with his head.
But Kepa saved it with his shoulder.
Yeah. So
Koscielny, being the quick thinker that he is, he's like, oh, so this is how we defeat this guy with the shoulder itself. Right? Diamond cuts diamond, right? So this was that at play.
Yeah. That was all in the first half, right?
Yeah.
How was the second half?
Second half, Arsenal just continued their game, and you could see Sarri. I think Sarri ran out of tobacco that day because he just wasn't chewing on anything anymore.
Yeah.
Which brings me back to the point I raised way early in the season.
Yes.
We need to introduce Gutka
company
to EPL. To England, actually.
But there must no, because I've seen this ad of...
Vimal on BBC 2?
Yeah. Not Vimal, which Rajnigandha.
With
right?
what, Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah, not just...
That was Rajnigandha.
That was Pierce Brosnan, but Rajnigandha also had ads of Indian business executives going to the Shard and eating Rajnigandha and saying, I'll make the decision now.
Yeah.
So England already knows about...
No, Indians in England know, but England itself, Italians in England don't
know about it.
So I think it's a good business opportunity and you should look into it.
Yeah.
If they have loose tobacco, I'm sure chewing tobacco is not going to be that much of a hassle.
Yeah. So what do you make of Sarri's post-match comments?
You can make him the
brand ambassador.
The brand ambassador.
Of what?
Of Saru's chewing tobacco.
But even that tobacco ad has to go through Jorginho, otherwise he won't like it. Yeah, so what do you make of Sarri's post-match comments?
I downloaded Duolingo and I'm two lessons into Italian.
Yes.
So when I'm done with all 64 of them, I'll come back. Because I think the translator was like adding his own masala.
No, he was not.
And you know that because you know Italian?
No, because always some fellow would have disputed it by now.
See, well, no one cares what he's really talking about, right? It's like that whole Bisla thing again. Even there, the translator was adding his own. I'm so sure.
He was not, dude.
You know what? I think translators are going to take over the world one day.
They were. I've seen a movie
where translators take over the whole world. What Black Mirror secret episode is this?
No, there was this movie where a translator falls in love with another translator.
Lost in translation.
No, they both work at UN. Sean Penn was in this movie.
Oh. Interesting.
And then they uncover the plot to like destroy the world. Domination. Obviously. Yeah.
Was Amrish Puri the villain or something?
Mugambo. R.I.P. Amrish. Right. Yeah. So, but Sarri post-match basically said, I would prefer to speak in Italian because I want this to go as a warning to my players and I want to speak directly to the players. The only question I have is if he wants to directly speak to the players, why doesn't he just go directly and speak to the players and give some cock and bull? What is this Mourinho-esque bullshit he's trying to pull off?
I don't know. I think he's being... he just wanted to show the owners and show the fans that this is not what he wants or this is not what he intended.
And is not expected.
Yeah, so he's putting the blame entirely on the players and just brushing it off himself. Yeah. He had a game plan in mind and Jorginho couldn't put it off.
Yeah, exactly. So Mourinho was a post-match pundit on beIN Sports, right?
So it's amazing about the amount of things that he just... I think
let me talk about...
He left only the kit guy
no.
at United. Everyone else got attacked.
He didn't speak anything about United. He was very careful because he needs that 15 mil. So he said, I'm speaking in generalities.
Yeah, you saw what happened to Conte, right? Has he got his money yet?
No, I think they're still fighting about it. But even Conte hasn't said anything, no? After his departure. So they asked him one question specific. He was got on for the Arsenal versus Chelsea game. They asked him like one or two questions. One question was like, what do you make of the first half for Chelsea or whatever? And he said, as a team to analyze, Chelsea right now are probably the easiest in the top 6 to analyze because everything has to go through Jorginho. So you really don't have to and they're not very aggressive off the ball. So, yeah, he's pretty much whatever my Chelsea fan group says on WhatsApp. What with this Jorginho obsession?
I don't know. I think
it will come good eventually.
It started good.
Yes.
But it just seems to have fizzled out. I think everyone just realized that it's really simple to, play Chelsea. All you need to do is just stifle.
No, but if you the fullbacks aren't going if you just stifle Alonso and...
Alonso wasn't even a fullback yesterday.
Yeah, but...
Towards the end, he was playing striker.
Dude, that's because our strikers, Yes, which is coming to Alvaro Morata is now...
I thought you were talking about Giroud.
No, I am not. He's gone at the end of the season. So Alvaro Morata is also now gone to Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, on a loan deal, right? With 55 million
with Atletico
option to buy.
Yeah, something like that. That's almost similar deal with Chelsea are probably getting with Higuain. But... Alvaro, if he couldn't take the physical needs of Chelsea as a team, he's going to the Lions' den because that's all Simeone. He's going to be compared to Diego Costa in terms of his aggression, tackling and everything.
Yeah.
Why would he do that? I read on Twitter somewhere.
I'm thinking more about the other side of the deal that's happening.
What?
With Higuain coming in.
But, yeah.
What are they expecting? I mean, this seems like such a...
The only thing they're expecting is that Higuain played with Sarri. He had his best seasons ever under Sarri. And he wanted to get out of AC Milan because he wasn't feeling the love. That's the only reason.
Or fit.
Yeah, and since he missed that penalty against Juventus, Higuain has not scored a goal. He wanted to prove so much against Juventus and he missed a penalty.
Well, him and Morata have something in common then.
Exactly. So I was reading somewhere on Twitter that Alvaro Morata going to Atletico Madrid is like someone being dumped by their girlfriend and then going to join the Marines. It is like that. Yeah, but Arsenal fans, how happy are you now?
Yeah, so we are cutting the gap to 4th place.
But isn't Manchester United also cutting the gap?
Quicker than us?
Yes.
So yeah, that's there. I mean, United seem to be on an amazing run of form. 7 games unbeaten, winning.
But we spoke about the same thing. Remember Arsenal's 23-game unbeaten run?
Yeah, so they went really facing difficult opposition until now.
So even United faced only.
So I'm talking about United right now.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's no way on earth Marcus Rashford is going to score a goal every match.
And next up, I think they're facing Arsenal in the FA Cup, right?
On the 26th, yes.
That's going to be, I think, an eye-opener for a lot of people.
Yeah.
On both sides of the fence, because if they do manage to defeat Arsenal, which is not that far-fetched, because regardless of what form United are in, if they're like on the ground rolling, or if they're like actually like with the heads up held high, Arsenal has always been one of those teams that they always manage to defeat.
Yeah.
So
what happened?
Let's see. I think it should be his first real test for
United versus Arsenal this season, because United
it was a draw.
It was a draw, right?
I think 2-2. Yeah.
2-2.
And both of United's equalizers came like within a minute or two of.
Yes, I remember.
One came within 5 seconds of them scoring.
Jesse Lingard scored the second one. I remember that.
Yep.
So under Mourinho also they drew against Arsenal.
Yeah, regardless, man. They always do.
Dude, so it's going to be an amazing thing.
But it's FA Cup, so there has to be a result. So let's see.
Oh, there's no second leg in this.
No, it has to be a result. I mean,
if it's not on Star, I don't care. Yeah, so let's talk about another person. Man, this is going to be such an Arsenal-heavy show, but whatever. Let's talk about a person who's been there for 5 seasons less than Carl Jenkinson, which is Sven Mislintat.
Yeah, this is just such
How has Carl Jenkinson outlived Sven Mislintat at Arsenal?
Man, this move, I mean, this exit is actually coming as a surprise for the rumors itself are such a surprise for Arsenal fans, and now it just got confirmed.
Yeah,
that he's going to be leaving
Feb 9th,
Feb second week.
Yeah,
but it is such a shocker because he just came in last season
in Feb
in 2017.
Actually, not Feb, in December. Yeah.
So yeah, whatever. He came in 2017 and. It was one of those first wave of fresh faces at the club.
Yeah,
and you were expecting. So it was basically like you could see the change happening in Arsenal. He got in Aubameyang, he got in Torreira, Gundozi, all these
Mkhitaryan,
new people.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the guys who are playing well. So and it was just like you were expecting him to be in for the long run, but apparently he is having a lot of opinion clashes with Emery.
And Raul
wants a different side type of players, and he's scouting a different type, and he feels that he can't work with this. So,
but I read another rumor that Arsenal he thought he will gradually move to a director of football role in Arsenal.
But we have Vinay up there.
No, Vinay Venkatesam is now the managing director, right?
The operating officer or something.
So he looks after even the commercial side. I'm talking, but Arsenal
footballing side.
Yeah, Arsenal want to bring your player ex-Arsenal Edu as a director of football, and on top of it, he has clashes with Unai Emery, and Raul Sanllehi is like not doing. So he basically felt squeezed out, and that's why he's just like leaving.
Apparently, he's getting an offer to join Bayern or something.
But Bayern already has a director of football, so what will he do there?
Chill.
There's Karl Rummenigge, and Bayern has problems between Rummenigge and Uli Hoeneß. From when they figured Uli Hoeneß was a cheat. So they've had a problem since then. So yeah, I don't know what he's going to do. But it's such the 3 people who decide to get rid of Arsene Wenger. And 2 people have left after that, which is Gazidis and... Yeah, so it doesn't even seem like...
I don't know, I just hope that if Edu is his replacement, ultimately we were looking at a new style of things, new... the cliched... breath of fresh air.
Yeah, which was there.
But the whole thing about Arsenal is like,
you don't want fresh air.
We never let our ex-people go, man.
Yeah, would you take Alexis Sanchez back if he wants to come back? Apparently, he's not getting game time under Solskjaer as well.
No, so Sanchez under Emery, I think he would perform pretty well. Looking at his style of play, he's always running around, and Emery really expects every player to press regardless of what your output is.
Yeah.
Which is also why I think Ozil hasn't been playing.
Okay.
I mean,
and there was one more reason that there was a stupid reason, but that Arsenal have no money, so Sven Mislintat has nothing to do.
The technicalities, man. Let's not get.
Yeah, that's about Arsenal, and let's talk about 2 more teams before we get to the break. One is Tottenham Hotspur. Harry scores. Harry winks and Llorente scores for Fulham. So Fernando Llorente has as many goals for Fulham as he has for Spurs. But they still win and they're still maintaining the third position.
Yeah, and it was really close for them, right? The thing about Fulham was, I think, even
they played quite well.
Yeah, and they actually need those points much more than Tottenham, man. I think.
What are you going on about? It does not barter. Acha tujhe point chahiye.
Yeah, I'm just saying that. So they should have been a little more, focused on that job. They just had to hold for another 10-15 seconds probably.
Yes.
And at this level, you just can't lose a concentration.
Did you see Ranieri's reaction after Harry Winks scored the goal? I thought he cried. At the touchline, I thought he genuinely started crying. It was crazy for reactions, at least this weekend. Ranieri's and when Wolves won, which we'll talk in the second half of the part of the show. When Wolves scored their fourth goal, Nuno Espirito Santo ran across the pitch and got a card. And he ran away from the stadium. But yeah, and then let's talk.
Ran away from the stadium.
Yeah, because he got a card. He's like, yeah, okay, whatever. And he just got away. And let's talk about Manchester United. 8 wins in a row. We touched upon it.
Was it 8 or 7?
8-7, who cares? But there will come a period when they will lose. And what's going to happen?
I think there were quite a few good games this week. Like even Liverpool and Crystal Palace.
Yes.
Was crazy, man. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
Hold your thought. We'll take a break right now.
Okay.
And after we come back from the break, let's talk about Salah, the diver. Can we? Or are we going to face backlash and heat?
From Egyptians?
And social media. But even that's good. We need some sort of social media interaction going on for the podcast. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we take a break right now. After the break, we talk to you again about this weekend's Premier League.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another awesome week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you're not following us on social media, please make sure that you do. We're IVM Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So we did this last week and we had a pretty good response and we'd like to keep it going. So if you are listening to an IVM podcast, take a screenshot of that, put it on your Instagram story and tag us with it. And what we'll do is we'll repost it on our story so that people get a look at what you're listening to. And people who come onto our stories will get an idea of what kind of things people are listening to. Leave us a comment too, just don't tag us. Last week, we launched 2 new shows. We launched our first Marathi podcast. It's called Golgappa, hosted by a regular on our network, Trupti Kamkar. Actress Shivani Tangsale is the first guest of the show, and she talks about baking, her Everest climbing experience, and her love for theater. And we also launched the Filter Coffee podcast, hosted by Karthik Nagarajan. On the first episode, Karthik talks to film editor Nishant Radhakrishnan about focus group screenings, OTT platforms, and the future of the Indian film industry. On The Seen and the Unseen, in part 1 of a 2-part conversation, Amit Verma talks to historian and author Ramchandra Guha about Mahatma Gandhi's early years and his life in South Africa. On the Hindi podcast Cinemaya, writer-director Tanuja Chandra joins Swati Bakshi to discuss how she started her career with TV and the joys of making thrillers. On Paisa Vaisa, we have a 1-hour exclusive episode with Morgan Housel. He's a partner at the Collaborative Fund and a former columnist on Wall Street. He does a deep dive into the psychology of money. That's a really great episode. And with that, let's continue on with your shows.
Welcome back to Football Twaddle. As always, Baru is soldiering on.
Soul-sharing on.
Yeah. Now we're not talking about United. No.
Okay.
Liverpool 4, Crystal Palace 3. Is this what the stuff of champions?
You can't even say that, they grinded out a 1-0 victory or something.
They ground out a 4-3.
And it was a crazy match, I think. I mean, I just saw the highlights. The only match I basically saw properly was the one you slept through. So I think they're doing well over there.
Yeah. So, but Liverpool 4-3. But the big controversy, which I'm sure you've seen, is Salah got a card for dive. So is Salah now getting a reputation to be a diver? Because now, I think 2 weeks ago also we spoke about Salah diving. Last month we spoke about Salah diving.
Yeah, and he is getting into a lot of these situations where
he just dives.
Happens to dive.
Oh God, I'm in this diving situation.
What do I do?
Dive!
This is like one of those Bandersnatch episodes. Dive. Dive again.
So is the reputation fair or unfair?
It does look like he is definitely on a roll.
Hit list.
Roll.
He doesn't roll that much though. He just dives and... Or does he get away most of the time for diving because he's like this nice guy?
Egyptian guy.
Yeah, who's like sweet and stuff.
Like donates a lot to charity.
Yeah. If Lukaku dives, I'm sure people will be like...
Yeah. He's a diver. Isko to shakal se lag raha tha ki dive karega.
Paidashi diver hai ye.
Thukaku.
Oh God. Yeah, so Salah, so is this reputation fair, unfair?
So,
Or what happens,
yeah, he is prone to diving, I'd say that. I mean,
or if you're running really fast, even a slight touch, you just fall over.
no, not really. So, the thing is that there's definitely... He is more inclined to dive, to fall over, rather than actually try to maintain his run and, stick to the ball or something.
But why would he do that if you're going to get a penalty?
Exactly. So that's what makes you a diver, right?
No.
If you'd rather just
but if there is
fall down
if there's like legitimate contact
at
and
the
you
slightest contact also, then you're just playing the referee, right?
Yeah.
So that makes you a diver.
Okay.
So I mean that answers your question.
Doesn't everyone do that then?
No, not really. You see people
Kumar Kanav sits here and goes on and on about Harry Kane diving. Yes, there have been 3-4 instances where there was no player around him. But most of the time he falls for slightest touches. So that is being a diver.
So yeah, I mean you are going down too easily and it does show that you're trying to just game the ref. So I mean in my opinion that's...
I thought every striker does that, or anyone in the penalty box. Most of the time they just fall over now, don't they?
So that is where the game is going wrong, right?
Oh, have we reached this moral standpoint?
Of course.
Okay.
People just need to be a little more... I mean, it just brings the game into disrepute. If you see driver, it's become such a joke for...
Gazprom hasn't brought the game to disrepute. But Salah jumping over is bringing the game to disrepute.
Jumping over is fine, right? But going down is the problem.
Oh, I see. Yeah, but somehow Liverpool are winning their 60 points, 23 games. Dude, is this the year? I have a feeling it definitely is. They played City twice. It's done. It's over.
Let's just figure out who's going to slip, man.
Oh, I think... who will? Mourinho has not been managing. It's not been fun.
I think Lovren, let's just go with the safe bet.
That Lovren is going to slip and fall.
Yeah.
But someone has to score right against them. And then stop Liverpool from scoring. As you saw, the score was 4-3.
People are scoring against them, so...
Yeah, and one more game is Wolves versus Leicester. Wolves lead 2-0, Leicester make it 2-2. Then Wolves make it 3-2, then Leicester make it 3-3 at 87th minute. And then Wolves decide we will score again in the 90th minute. What do you say?
Great.
It's your team. Your team scores way more goals than...
my team.
Your real team. They were so much more fun to watch.
Yeah, they...
Bennett scores. Jota. Who thought he will score a hat-trick?
Jota or Hota? How do you pronounce it?
Let's call him Diego Jota.
Jota.
But if I always say who thought he will score, but if I go to Fantasy Premier League, there'll be one fellow who's
triple captain.
Yeah, and you would have got some 180
points.
And you would have Bennett also in the team. Yeah, Wolves, man, what a game that was. That was such a fun game to watch. That was the only game I probably saw for way more than required, the second half.
But, I mean, the thing about Wolves early in the season was that, they'll get one goal through Jimenez or something.
Yeah.
But how is that changing now? What have they done differently this time?
Oh, they started taking their chances. And they've started conceding more as well because of that.
Yeah, I mean... They're definitely, because of they're playing more open right now, and it is opening them at the back, and they don't have a solution for that. So I think they're just let's just outscore these guys. And
Wolves are on the table are quite high on the table. In fact, they are compared to their brethren at Cardiff and Huddersfield. Wolves are doing quite well.
They're 8th right now.
Exactly.
And the gap between 7th and 6th is quite a bit. So I think 11 points.
So what? Wolves
7th is probably what they'll be aiming for this season.
And as a team which is newly promoted, 7th. And Southampton beat Everton. Did you see the tweet by Watford? So Watford basically tweets, Gary Lineker says that, firing Marco Silva by Watford is a rash move, and then they will probably get a manager of lower capability, and it's just a bad move. So Watford tweeted today, oh, this tweet has aged well.
It's crazy about how Twitter is just, bringing a completely different dimension to this whole banter, man. I mean, club official accounts are just taking people's cases.
They've all learned from Roma's Twitter handle. Yeah, so what else happened this weekend, Baru? Anything interesting in your life? Because you haven't seen any other games. How was Bohemia?
Bohemia was really good. Yeah, I mean, he came to Bombay after ages and he's like, yeah, the last time I came, it was, when I launched my album. I was like, yeah, I was there.
Yo, you're there for every Bohemia concert.
All 2 of them.
So you're basically like there for every Bohemia concert.
In Bombay, yeah.
In Bombay.
Ever.
Dude, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's some dedication you have.
Yeah, so all 20 of us were there. I think the previous time also, because they were hardly.
And
quite a few people.
If Bohemia had to be a football fan, which team's fan would he be?
South Hall FC.
With Tony Singh as manager.
Yeah, man, what else?
There have been requests, by the way, of doing a special podcast just talking about our experiences and the movie Dhan Dhana Dhan Goal. Kanav and I just refreshed our memories by watching that movie 2 weeks ago. Do you want to try it? We can watch it with you again. There are some gems in that.
Yeah, I think I could, man.
And we'll record a special episode. We'll tag Vivek Agnihotri. He's going to abuse us anyway. And the whole IT cell will be up behind us. And yes, engagement. That's the key word of 2019. We need engagement.
Oh, God.
Is what our lives
We're
have
so 2015 in being 2019.
The only time we got massive engagement. Do you remember when there was this Bombay Bandh?
Okay.
And we took a photo.
Oh, yeah.
Near Bandra Reclamation. And we put hashtag Wenger in. People were joining in to like.
So not just that, I also photoshopped a Wenger in banner.
Yeah.
Into the pic. And it was so neat. Humble bragging. But it actually went like viral and stuff. So I put another pic out, which was like Wenger. I think the second one was again Wenger in or Wenger out.
Yeah.
But at some station. And people are stopping a train and they've got a Wenger out
banner.
And a friend of mine like texted me that, on WhatsApp. Like he sends it to me because I'm an Arsenal fan and he's like a Chelsea fan. He's like, hey bro, check this out. I was like, yeah. And that's how you know that something's gone viral. That it comes all the way back to you from a totally different source. And I was like, yeah, where was it? You clicked this or what? Yeah, I clicked this, Mira Road station.
Oh, please.
I'm like, sure.
But you know what was the most disappointing thing of that?
Of what?
Of that whole episode of Wenger in, Wenger out.
What?
That was clearly our idea, right?
Yeah.
Because I called you, we discussed it and within 20 minutes we put it out.
Yeah.
But there was some Twitter and Facebook page which stole that image from us.
Probably Troll Football India or something.
And didn't give us credit, and they got like 2,000 or...
No, much more than that.
Yeah.
2 lakh or something.
Like that day I realized no engagement probably is better.
Yeah, so Troll Football India does that quite a bit.
Why do they keep stealing stuff?
They've also picked up stuff from the Football Desi account that I run, so it's happened in the past.
And they keep doing it.
Yeah, and then after their engagement is all done and then you notice it and then you tell them, oh, by the way, that's mine.
Huh.
Be like, oh yeah, okay. Then they'll give you credit or something.
That is just shit, man.
They've actually like gone to the extent of editing a video that like editing of pic is okay, it's simple, but they went to the extent of adding a watermark over a video of ours which covered like the Football Desi tag. And it put Troll Football India over there.
Yeah,
just so that people can think it's there.
You know what? We'll tag Troll Football India. I hope someone listens to this and they abuse us on Twitter. You know why? Engagement. Alright, before we go, Newcastle 3-0 against Cardiff.
About time, man. I mean,
Benitez is like back. He's pulled them out of relegation zone. They're 17th.
For now.
For 10 point distance between 20th and them. Which means nothing, but whatever.
Good for them.
Yeah, so is Benitez going to pull off miracle again? For how long is he going to even be in that?
Yeah, I think... Has he found his niche, like Benitez?
Like Newcastle.
Not just Newcastle, like that segment... That section of the table.
This is the first time he's actually managing a club in that section of the table.
No, I mean, just before this
Real Madrid.
Oh shit.
He got them to that section of table. But he's not managed them.
So that's his niche, right?
Yeah, so I guess like all he wanted in Newcastle was he told publicly, I want to stay here for as long as possible. Just give me some money. And he's not even getting that money.
Yeah, but he's doing well with the players that he has. So.
Oh God, you talk like Mike Ashley. That's exactly what Mike Ashley says. Alright, Bournemouth 2, West Ham 0. So Bournemouth, by the way, I didn't even realize this. They had picked up only 7 points from 12 games before this win. So they were like out of 12 threes. Out of 36 points, they had picked up only 7. But Callum Wilson and Josh King, they score. And Arnautovic is so unsettled that he was not even in the match day squad for West Ham. So our second teams, which are Bournemouth, Fulham and Wolves, are playing, and there's so much more excitement around them than our first teams, which is the same old stale story. You think football is ever going to come to that level where the story is just going to be the same? We knew this was wrong. Like with Chelsea, Arsenal, United or anyone. Let's say they appoint Solskjaer next year, United, and they lose like 3 out of the first 10. It'll be like, oh, this is all gone. This is wrong. This is not how it's supposed to be and stuff like that.
That's how Arsenal started, right? So.
Yeah. That's the effect, I think. Was AFTV one of the first to start everything is bad and shit?
I think so. They're the first ones that went like really viral. But I think they were the first to package this negativity into
a good product.
Yeah.
But to their credit, they're still the best at it. They're actually quite good. I've seen some of the United and the Spurs fans are Chelsea. Spurs are happy, whatever, as long as Poch is there.
Overachieving all the time.
Yeah, United and Chelsea ones I've seen, they are just like, dude, even the negative fellows like, this is just too negative, man. What's going on here?
They're not getting the right balance, I guess.
Yeah. AFTV does it quite well. They have that.
I haven't seen AFTV in a long time.
I haven't seen them since.
I haven't even seen that Mia Khalifa episode.
I've seen only that since Arsene Wenger left. Yeah, on that beautiful note. I think we should go now. Baru.
All right, good night.
Yes, and for all you listeners, if you have heard this podcast, we've mentioned the word engagement 6 times. We would love to hear from you.
Yeah, so you can tweet us and ask us, what does engagement mean? And we'll send you screenshots of what it means.
And IVM Podcast Twitter handle will like it. Yes, @Footy Twaddle is our Twitter handle, and Instagram and Facebook is Football Twaddle. This is Saru signing off. See you next week after the FA Cup result. Bye-bye.
Family businesses get a bad rap. At one time, they were looked down on for getting rich, for being too ambitious. Today, they're still looked down on, but for not being ambitious enough. Not agile enough, not modern enough, too traditional in their mindset. The biggest brands and business houses in the country started out as humble family businesses. It's the way India has done business. Join Sonu Bhasin in conversation with stalwarts of Indian family businesses on the Inheritors podcast series by Bloomberg Quint. Discuss the highs and lows, the needs and pressure points of building a business legacy that spans generation.
Hi, my name is Anupam Gupta. I'm B50 on Twitter. I am the host of Paisa Vaisa, the show that talks money. On my show, I speak to experts from every field of money and finance, from stock markets, equities, debt funds, credit cards, life insurance, every possible area of money and finance that you can think of. We even did an episode on cryptocurrency. I've got fantastic guests from mutual funds to personal finance experts everywhere. Robo-advisory, startups, just name it, we've got it. At Paisa Vaisa, we help you make smart decisions about money. You work hard for money. Now make your money work hard for you. New episodes out every Monday, and you can listen to my show on the IVM Podcast app or any other podcasting app that you have.